Um, just tremendously proud of our players, um, our coaching staff. It's an absolute total team win today. That's evident by the box score. I think we had five players in double figures, 19 to 21 from the free throw line. We're even on the glass. Total team effort. So really proud of our guys. And what I told them after the game is I really mean this. I'm just so happy for them. I'm so happy for them to have this experience. And if we put forth that kind of effort, it won't be the last one either.
Coach, you mentioned the team effort, but personally, this is your first head coaching win. How special is it to win it at home here at Rose Hill?
Yeah, extremely. I've been here for 11 years, and I've done everything from take out the garbage in the locker room to be the head coach. So, yeah, it's special. I'm not going to lie to you. And what makes it even more special is doing it with this group of guys. They're a great character. They work hard. I mean, you think about the adversity these guys have been through this year, and they just stay with it and stay with it and stay with it. So it's special. But I'll be honest with you, it's not me. First of all, it's the players and the staff. Both, well, first of all, Dennis Felton and Anthony Evans both told me things prior to the game that was everything, things that I didn't have on my mind. So to have those two guys on the bench with me, two former head coaches, with the character and humility they have is tremendously valuable. And then Herschel Jenkins, this was his first scout today. So he just congratulated me, and I just told him he might have to start doing every scout. No disrespect to Hirsch and Ev, but Dennis and Ev. But very happy for the staff, very happy for the players. It's a team effort.
And Coach, Jalen Cobb has struggled shooting this year, but a couple of really timely shots today and really has a breakout performance. How close do you feel he's been, and how excited are you for him?
Manny, I can't describe how excited I am for Jalen Cobb. He was in my office, I think on Thursday, and we met for about 20 minutes, a half hour, and just talked about a lot. Talked about, stuff off the court as well. And he literally said to me, he said, Coach, I just got to stay with it, and I got to keep working, and I'm going to do that. And that's what happens. You keep pounding the rock, eventually you break through. So, and that's Jalen. And I told him when this whole thing happened, when I became the head coach, I told him, Jay, we are 10 toes in with you. We are 10 toes in. So I have so much respect for Jalen, how he works, the type of person he is. So, yeah, Manny, it's tough to honestly put into words how happy I am for Jalen.
Hey, Coach. When you think back to that first matchup, you lose by 37, and then this game gets rescheduled. You weren't supposed to see LaSalle until March. When this game happened and your team found out, was that revenge factor there for this team to kind of get retribution and right the wrong that was that January 2nd matchup?
Yeah, to be honest with you, Andrew, no, it wasn't. The big thing I've told these guys is it's just about getting better every day. And I told them, I'm proud of them because if you look where we started, whatever it's been 10 days since I've been the head coach. I mean, the Duquesne game, the guys were in shell shock. We didn't play well. You go up to UMass and you fight. So we got better there. And then we got better today. So that's really what we're after, is just trying to get better every single day. So I'm not big on revenge. I'm big on let's play Fordham basketball. And I just kept telling them, let's play our brand of basketball. Don't let anyone dictate to us how we're going to play.
And defensively, you're able to hold LaSalle to just 9 made three-pointers. Only 2 guys touched double figures. 5 were in double figures the last matchup. What was the most important adjustment for your team defensively this afternoon?
Yeah, well, I smile, Andrew, because the second half, to give up 44 points is not, in my book, that's not a good defensive effort. The first half, that's what our defense needs to look like when they had 24 points. Now, I did tell them down the stretch we had timely stops, which is something we work on in practice. When it's time to get a stop, all right, let's get a stop because it's winning time right now. We need to get a stop. And we did have some timely ones. So, yeah, defensively, not our best effort of the year. They shot 46% from the game. Think about this. They shot 33% in the first half and 56% in the second half. So, yeah, defensively, we played one good half of basketball tonight. We need to get better defensively.
And finally, from me, we saw you, Joel, and Jalen embrace after the game. What was the scene like in the locker room, and what did you tell your guys after a big win like that, your first ever head coaching win?
They're special kids, and that's how this group is. I mean, that they're happy for me, and I'm happy for them. And I really think that's what makes this group special. And I told them the very first time when I addressed them, everyone's going to put the team first. Everybody's going to try and have their brothers back over and over and over again. And that's what makes them special. So, yeah, I mean, Joel and Jalen extremely. I have, they're all special to me. Like it's a group effort. So the scene in the locker room, I'm sure, is up on Twitter or YouTube right now. So I'll let you guys look. But you need to enjoy it. You need to enjoy it, especially in this year. You need to enjoy it. So I think we enjoyed it.
Coach, offensively, it seemed earlier this week against UMass, and then towards the beginning of the game today, you guys struggled a little bit against the press.
Yeah.
You were able to make some adjustments offensively and get better cuts to the basket.
Yeah, so I actually thought we did a good job versus their press today until late. And we, again, Felt just grabbed me and said this, and I thought it was a great point. He said we got into like a hairy situation late, but we pulled through. And that was important. And it wasn't pretty, but we pulled through. So we actually handled the pressure pretty well today until late. Now, that was something up at UMass. We actually handled the pressure okay up at UMass. It was live ball turnovers in the half court. And again, we still had 17 turnovers today, which is too many. I think we had 3 or 4 of them late. But yeah, I mean, offensively, listen, it's I'm happy for the guys. They've stayed with it. And you want to talk about, unselfish basketball. We did have 17 turnovers, but we had 17 assists. So really proud of how unselfish they played. And again, it just goes back to everybody putting the team first.
Coach, one question I just wanted to ask you about is it seemed like your defense really had active hands. I mean, there was a lot of times where maybe the rebounds there was some fumbling, there was a lot of nervous energy. But what went into just having them have such active hands on defense in terms of getting in passing lanes, of attacking loose dribbles? Kind of what went into that in terms of prep for this game?
To be honest with you, us screaming at them every day in practice to have active hands, it's really nothing scientific with it. But yeah, and that's the thing. Like, you talk about this group, they're bought in. To talk about a group that's been 40 days in quarantine, whatever our record is, I couldn't even tell you. I'm literally just focused on our next game, George Mason, on Wednesday. And I'm just so happy for them. They're so bought in. We had a terrific, and the reason we won today, and I didn't say this to the team after, was our practice yesterday was so spirited and so competitive, and it translated to a win today.
Anything else for Coach? All right, thanks, guys.
The one thing I do want to say, guys, is I just would like everyone to say a prayer for Tom Kachowski. For those of you who don't know who that is, he's run the HSBI report recruiting service. He worked at 5-Star for years, and there's probably no one else in New York basketball who has done more for so many people than Tom Kachowski. And he's a Fordham alum as well. So I do want to recognize Tom and let him know we're thinking of him and we're praying for him.
Any questions for Jalen?
Jalen, your best shooting effort of the season. You put up 14 points. You hit timely shots. How close did you feel you were to a performance like this?
Well, I knew it was coming eventually. Like, I just had to stay with it, stay in the gym, stay confident. That's it. Just stay with it. Regardless of my shooting, just staying with it.
You and Joel Soriano greeted head coach Mike DePaoli after the game, a big celebration after the win in the locker room. How does this resonate on a personal level, seeing coach who's been here for 11 years get his first head coaching win?
Yeah, Coach DePaoli, we've been together since I was a freshman. He helped me develop my ball handle when I was a freshman. So, it was just good seeing him get his first win and help him get his first win.
Hey, Jalen, congrats on the win, man. I want to start off with your defense. Obviously, David Beatty came into this game. He had dropped a career-high 22 against SLU. You go ahead. You hold him to 8. You're always guarding the opposition's best perimeter player. How much pride do you take in locking down the team's best player on offense?
I take a lot of pride in it. The coaching staff, Coach Felton and Coach DePaoli, been on me a lot by being disciplined, because I like to get steals a lot, so they've been on me about being disciplined. And so being disciplined helps me to stay in front of my man without going for steals, without taking myself out to play.
And you've been able to evolve your game. I mean, you're averaging 4 assists, you're averaging 4 rebounds. For you personally, once the shot comes coming around, this team relies on you to be one of the primary ball handlers. How do you feel about how your game has been as far as facilitating and making plays for others?
Yeah, this summer I spent a lot of time just focusing on my decision making. So that's one thing that showed a lot this beginning of the season, just my making and my assist to turnover ratio. So my scoring's gonna come.
And Coach DePaoli talked about yesterday's practice being real spirited and the team being in a good place heading into today's game. Can you talk about that practice? What do you think was working that got this team to really be confident coming into today's game and getting the W?
Well, I feel like it started with our film session before practice. Coach DePaoli he was real spirited, so he got us into right mode. And I feel like we had our best practice of the season. I told my brother that when he was on the phone with me last night. So